Welcome everybody to the Cannabis Review. I'm delighted to be joined on this episode by JP O'Brien, who's the co-founder of Little Collins Dispensary with a number of locations around Ireland. How are you keeping, JP?
G'day, Owen. How are you? Very well, thanks.
I'm very well, mate. So basically, we had this episode just to kind of go over Stephen Donnelly's recent backtracking on the legislation the European Commission have brought forward. So can you give us your overview so far, what you know, JP, of the situation?
Yeah, so Owen, what's happened here is the article that came out during the week, although really poorly worded, was essentially highlighting the fact that the current government is indeed challenging, I guess, the European Court of Justice Canavate decision. And this is to do with hemp cannabis with 0.2% or less CBD. And it's to do with the ongoing High Court proceedings here in Ireland. So that would be our company, and there would be a number of other companies that are going through their own legal proceedings in order to have the legislation sorted out. But mate, what this means sort of, in normal language is that the government believe that hemp cannabis with 0.2% or less, i.e. what our company and many other companies have been providing the Irish people for the last 3 years, they believe that it is against the public health for this product to be supplied to people, and they would like to medicalize or pharmaceuticalize this product, and that's where it stands.
Okay, so basically we've had a couple of articles where Stephen Donnelly a year or so ago said that he was open to some sort of legislation happening. Now, I found some information that basically we had Luke Flanagan asked questions in the European Council about this in April 2021, basically saying that, can anybody give an answer why the European government are going against the European Commission ruling by banning the sale of CBD goods? So we found this reply. So this is from the European Commission's database themselves, and it basically is from a lady by the name of Miss Stella Kyriakides. So I don't want to be butchering her name, but she's basically the Commissioner for Health and Food and Safety. So this basically says, from what we can make all sense of, that they did say this, but it's only each individual state can then come to their own ruling and decide on this. Do you think this is a case of lobbying from the pharmaceutical industry have now finally gotten to the politicians and they've slowly started to change their mind on the topic?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Owen, because we're about 4 weeks away from Little Collins' 3-year anniversary, right, of actually opening our doors. 3 years ago this time, in 2018, we were already selling online. And look, it's been said many times before, but every single arm of the government at that point, every single arm of the state was totally fine with it. So what actually happened is, in 2018, a grassroots hemp cannabis industry sprung up in Ireland, right, via a lot of existing operators and some new operators like ourselves. And the government was asleep at the wheel. This product is legal in Europe, but they didn't have their act together. And suddenly then a year or two later, they've gone, hang on a minute, we'd really like a piece of that. We'd really like to get that product and take it and give it to our partners over here. How are we going to do that? No, this is against the public health. 0.2% any THC is dangerous. We need to take this and we need to give it to the pharmaceutical companies and start again. That's what's happening. Against the public health is kind of, anyone knows that this product is not dangerous. So what's happening is an exercise in control. It's an exercise in, policy on the run. And quite frankly, mate, as you say, there is lobbying happening. There's lobbying happening from huge overseas companies. And it's an exercise in private interest dictating public policy.
Yeah, well, I think I've been doing a number of interviews and mapping around Europe, the different industries, different territories, who's big and who's not. Excuse me. And what I can seem to notice is the major players in Europe at the moment are the biggest pharmaceutical hubs. So Denmark, Malta, these are all places with big pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities already in place. So it might be just coming to the stage where the pharma guys are ready to now get into the market and they're just starting to flex their muscles.
But I guess what's missed throughout all of this is this industry needs to be harmonized from, crop to shop. And what's missed throughout all of this is the farmers and the ecological debate. But you can't get to that unless you can just get rid of the kind of confusion and really nonsense that's happening right now. I mean, without going into the High Court proceedings, I've had a good look at their argument, and in my opinion, it's a house of straw. It's a house of cards, I should say, and it doesn't stand up. So really, we need to take it one step at a time. Why this issue has come up recently is because of Paul Murphy TD obviously asking Donnelly there in the door. But really, it's just highlighting the duplicitous nature of these TDs. I think it was Martin's World that came out during the week and reminded everyone that Donnelly himself, when he wasn't a TD, he was all for cannabis. Let's have a little bit of cannabis. It's all safe. It's all cool. I'm cool. I'm this cool guy. And that was the full strength cannabis, so to speak. Now that it comes to cannabis light, no, we can't do that. We need to get that off the table. So look, it's at the stage for me where it's I don't want to treat it lightly, but it is a bit of a joke, and it's a strategic war at the moment. It's a war of attrition. The daily battle to run this business, I cannot even. And any operator would be the same. Running a hemp cannabis business in this country right now is a battle. It's not a business, it's a battle.
Yeah, and I think it might become sterner before it gets easier. Let me ask you this question. If it does become, let's say, medical grade regulated, would you still use this product in your own stores and your products, or do you feel that it would be an inferior product?
Well, we wouldn't be able to, because we wouldn't be able to use the raw product. The raw product would be off limits for anyone bar a licensed sort of medical pharmaceutical operation. That's the point. They want to wipe out the existing industry and supplant it with a gentrified pharmaceutical version of it. So we make our products from raw hemp cannabis. We import the cannabis, but we much prefer to be getting it from a farm up the road. But the farm up the road, the government tell him to destroy his crops. But this is the point. If they win, Little Collins, all of these businesses, they're all gone. They will all be gone. And the only businesses that will be there selling the CBD products that today will be businesses selling these, kind of generic label products, and whether they're 0.0 or 0.2, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and do you see, let's say, state federalization over in America being a big swing and conductor for our side of the argument over here? I think if that happens, you're going to have a recreational market that come to Europe, whether they like it or not. And I think,
yeah. I mean, absolutely, and that's sort of. That's a few steps down the line, really. I think that in our mind, mate, the first battle just has to be won here, and we just have to get over this hurdle and work out what is happening with CBD, right? And we can't move on to anything sort of bigger until we work out how the CBD thing's going to play. And here's the truth that needs to be acknowledged. Not only is the defense of public health irrelevant, really, and farcical. The fact is why they're delaying it so much is they don't have a plan for how to implement a fair industry. The only plan they have is how to hand the industry over to their business partners. They don't have a plan to implement legislation around the current thriving CBD industry. They just want to wipe it out and start again. So they need to get a plan, and they need to get their heads out of the sand, and they need to go with the actual word of law, because the word of law in Europe, from the European Court of Justice, they are willfully running against that. And not just in one department, in many departments. Department of Health, Department of Agriculture, Revenue Customs, the Garda, they're all running against it. Yeah, so battle is going to continue. When is your court case exactly, so the viewers can keep supporting? Sean tells me we're up next week. We're up for a mention next week, mate. And look, he seems to think we're going to hear some things by December. I'm going to say Q1 next year. But look, it can't come fast enough, because customs just love taking everyone's product on the way in. And as I say, it's a battle to do business, but everyone is still going well. And, everyone's kind of coming together in the industry. But look out for hopefully a bit more news next week, mate.
Yeah, excellent. Well, everybody stay tuned to Little Collins' Twitter pages and Instagram pages. The website's below. Go order yourself some stuff and support the battle that they've got going on against the government, and hopefully everybody's victorious and we get to see a thriving industry in Ireland with some proper homegrown products.
That's it. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for having me on. Sorry you're so rushed.
You're all good, mate. As I said, we will do these again in the new year, and we'll catch up and give everybody an overview of what we know, and so they can all make their own informed decision as well. So thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, man. Take care.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Yep.